Hey, this is GingerBearCuber, and this is a Fisher Cube. In this video, I'll be reviewing the puzzle and doing a walkthrough solve on it. If you just want to see the solve, then click the annotation on the cube to skip to it. Okay, so this cube is a 3x3 shape mod. It turns like this, rather than the 3x3 look, and should turn like this, cubically. The stickers it came with have kind of like a matte finish, if you can hear that, and have held up really well. I haven't used it a lot though. The mechanism is basically a Rubik's brand. If I take it apart real quick, it's just a Rubik's brand with different corners. It's not anything to look at. The corners are just a little bit more round, a little bit more smarter than the Rubik's brand. So, as far as this cube goes, it's really good, and it's an awesome collection piece, for anyone who can solve a 3x3, and you will need to be able to solve a 3x3 to do this, in case you weren't sure, because it's just like solving a 3x3 and a little bit different. Okay, so now I'm going to scramble it up and start to solve. Okay, now it's all scrambled, let's get into the solve. So I'm going to start on solving white, like I would on any puzzle. But I'm going to make the cross a little bit simpler by solving it to the centers instead of solving it kind of however I want and then putting it back like I would on a normal 3x3 to be faster. So I'm just making these. You got to make sure when you match up these cross pieces, you got to make sure they're both the same. Like, see how it goes like that? So when it comes down, it'll be lined up. Otherwise, you're going to have, some center that's not oriented correctly, and that's going to mess up everything. So this cube turns well, but it does shift around sometimes, or a lot of the times, like that, and it catches sometimes. I'm going to solve F2L for for the first two layers. I'm going to solve, you just use F2L rather than beginners, but I am going to use beginners for the last layer because I can't really recognize my PLLs and my OLLs on this last layer. So I just use beginners in it so I can actually do it. And when you solve these edges here, you got to make sure you put them in the right spot like that. Because if I would put the red here, that'd be wrong. And one time I actually put all of them wrong like that, and then I had to fix them. And that was pretty annoying because it does take me a while to solve this cube because I haven't solved it too many times. And it, sometimes slides around like you just saw there down at the bottom a bit. So now I'll get the orange. And this is just F2L. I know this won't be of any use to anybody who doesn't know F2L, but if you do know F2L and all that, then this walkthrough could be helpful to just show you kind of how this thing is going to move. So I build my cross and start with edges. Oh, they were already there. That's awesome. I got to skip. Get my corners oriented. Oops. Like you saw just there, you know what I mean? It's just like tumbling around sometimes, and that's what will hurt you when you try to solve. You might screw something up. So I'm going the RIDI-RD method, which is the worst. When I learned to solve a Rubik's Cube, I used that for about as long as I could stand it, but then it got so annoying that I had to learn a different way to solve that last layer. I was like, oh, I hate doing the same thing over and over again right there. And it also took forever because I was like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to see how fast I could be when I was like 2 minutes. But there's it solved. This is a really great cube. I do recommend it for anybody who, 3x3 collection. If you can solve a 3x3 and you'd like maybe a little bit more of a challenge, this was definitely a challenge for me. I have an access cube that I still can't solve yet, but I'll definitely give that another shot maybe for a future video. Alright, Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.